First misconception is I think that DUI means drunk driving. You do not have to be drunk to be guilty of DUI. You merely have to be driving a vehicle or in physical control of it. That includes parked with the engine off, keys in your pocket or in the ignition, sound asleep. That's still DUI. You're in physical control of that motor vehicle. If you do that at a point in time when you are impaired from either alcohol or any of the several hundred drugs that are in our statutes, then you are DUI. Now, what is impaired? Now, if you blow over a .08 on the breath test, that much alcohol, you're presumed to be impaired. If you don't blow over a .08, they've got to prove that you're impaired. The way they typically do that is by asking you to take some field sobriety exercises, and they make observations as soon as they stop you. Suppose they stop you for a taillight out. They walk up to the window. The officer in his report says, "I noted this strong odor of the impurities of an alcoholic beverage coming from his face. His eyes were bloodshot and watery. His speech was slurred. He was fumbling. He couldn't get his wallet out. He dropped the driver's license. I asked him to step out of the vehicle. He fell on the ground." All of those observations are entitled to show that you're impaired. They ask you to do a series of field sobriety exercises, which, by the way, you should never, ever, ever do. And then they write down what they consider clues of impairment from watching you do those things. If they're able to demonstrate in their mind that you're impaired, they arrest you. Now, I would tell you this, in my experience, if it's late at night and you've got alcohol on your breath and you're behind the wheel of a car and you're alive, you're going to jail for DUI. You may or may not be convicted, but that's pretty much the litmus test, all right? But in terms of what's actually being prescribed, don't drive when you're impaired. Now, the simple answer to that is don't drink and then drive.